Alright guys, so today we are going to be making our slider burgers turkey style. I know a lot of people don't like turkey meat, they like beef. Listen, they're gonna eat what I'm eating, because if I'm going to the party, I'm eating too. So I have the King's Hawaiian. You have to use this. This is the best bread to use this with. If you don't know, you're gonna know now. So I'm gonna go over the seasonings that I'm gonna use for the ground turkey. I had did 90 10, so it's 90 lean, 10 little fat, need a little bit fat. So y'all know my favorite kinders or kinders, however you say it. These are just some of the seasonings that I use in there, so you can check it out, see what you like, and then I'm just showing you some new ones that I got as well. Okay, so these two are my new ones that I have, and I'm going to use this in the butter garlic, so you have to have a little butter garlic to make it. So it's mostly garlic, different ones, and this is really good. So I'm gonna use these two to put in our little sauce later on. I just did a little bit, a pinch of this, a pinch of that. The big ones I just did a little pinch of. This one, please be light, because it's powerful, and you put too much in there, you're gonna throw off your whole fill of food or whatnot. So this is what it looks like when we get done. I already seasoned it. I did a pinch of this, that. Over here we season with our soul sisters. Okay, you just do what you need to do. That's all you need to do. We're not about to sit here and use measurements. If you don't know how to cook, you just don't know how to cook, guys. So we're gonna go over our seasoning for our ground turkey slider burgers. You can use beef. You can use the same seasonings that I am talking about right now. Everybody has their own flavors, but I'm gonna show you. Kinder's is the one that I love to buy. You can buy it from your local store, but I'm telling you, if you want the deal, go ahead and get it from Sam's Club or Costco. I don't even know if Costco sells these, but I know Sam's Club do. So we're gonna use this in our butter sauce, this one and this one, and it's gonna be A1. So we're gonna set that aside, because we want the butter sauce we're gonna baste our bread with, and then put our meat on it when we get done cooking. But I did use a pinch of this, a pinch of that, okay, a little bit of this, a sprinkle of that. This is really, really good for a lot of things. A little pinch of this, and maybe a little pinch of this, but do not do a lot, because this is overpowering. You can mess up your flavor palette, and people be like, oh my God, who cooked the sliders? You know how they be doing that one. Who cooked the potato salad? You don't want to be that person. Also, you're going to dice up a large onion. I like the red onions because when you cook it, it brings out a sweetness to it, but you don't have to cook or chop up a red onion or purple, whatever color you want to say it is. You can do whatever you please to do on your time. So I'm going to show you the easy way to do this. Season your meat the night before, like we just did right here. This is a pound and a half of ground turkey. You can do beef. You can do whatever meat you want. One day I'm gonna have to go take you out on the grill, and we're gonna do sliders on the grill. Oh, that's gonna tear them up right there. So I'm gonna put some gloves on, because one, I got a lot going on, and two, cross contamination we're not doing. Make sure everything is clean. So I have this pan right here. I'm gonna turn my oven on 350, and I'm gonna cook this until it's nice and done. But for the sliders, I want to make sure my sliders is about maybe like 2 or 3 inches, not 2 or 3 inches, 2 or 3 centimeters thick. So I'm going to take this slider, or I'm going to take this ground turkey, and I'm going to scoop it out. It's already seasoned. You don't have to season it the night before, but it'll make the process easy for you to do. And I'm going to go ahead and just slap this right down on the pan, just like so. So I want to make sure y'all getting a good view. Now I got gloves on, because I'm going to actually use this and take my hand and mush it down, okay? So my pan, you see the thickness of my pan. I'm gonna make it about, maybe that's about a half an inch, because when it cooks down, it's not gonna be, it's gonna shrink up in size a little bit. So you just wanna make sure you have a nice quality size on here. I'm making 30 sliders. So I have the Hawaiian bread, which I'm gonna show you. Hawaiian bread came out with a lot of different variations of their flavor of their bread, which I love. So you can do that as well. And just make sure you just slide this meat down there, okay? Don't make it too thin, because once you cook it and it's done, you're like, oh my God, my meat has shrunk up to a little meatloaf. That's not what you want. Now, if you decided, you can chunk this up as well, but I feel like when you do it like this, it comes out way better because you already have the measurements of a rectangle or a square depending on how many pieces of the bread that you're going to break off. And then when you cook your Hawaiian bread, all you need to do is just baste it with your garlic sauce butter and then put the bread and the cheese on top, and it fits perfectly. Instead of you trying to cut them up individually and do all that extra stuff, you don't have to do that. Okay, so we're going to keep brushing this out to the end, to the edge of it. You don't want to make it too thin. Again, if you make it too thin, guess what? You get done cooking this meat, you're going to be like, well, I got a little meatloaf. Then they're going to be thinking you make meatloaf instead of you making sliders. So just push it down. And then my pan, I think this is a 12 by 12, and it's like maybe a half an inch. So I'm just actually bringing it up to the rim and making sure that all my meat is going to fit in here. Like this little side's a little thin. So I'm just going to push it down. Boom. I done fixed that for you. Now, have a question. Have you ever ate sliders? Do you have a White Castle where you live? I think that's only up north, and it's not too many places. I live where we got a White Castle, and them are the cheapest burgers you're going to find. They're cheaper than anything. On top of that, they're pretty good if you are in a pickle or in a pinch, but I will let you know. Be aware, you need to be by the nearest toilet in 2 hours. Because the baby, they run through you. They run through you. Now, they good for the meantime, in between time. But if you need to go to the bathroom, you need to be by the toilet. At this point, when you eat them, it don't matter who toilet you on. You need to be by the toilet. So anyway, I need to fill up this little corner right here. Dang it, this look a lot. Because I'm telling you, when they get done cooking, y'all gonna like, yeah, you telling the truth. You know what you're talking about. Okay. So again, put your oven on 350, let it preheat. Once it get done preheating, you hear that little magical sound. Ding! Go ahead and put these in here. You're gonna cook them for about, depending on your oven, these probably need to cook for like 25 to 30 minutes. You're gonna check them, make sure they're nice, golden brown, make sure they're completely done. I'm gonna put the temperature at the bottom or right here on the screen so you know the exact temperature. If you one of those type of cooks, like I need to know what the temperature need to be so that I know the meat is done. Because over here, like I told you, I season with the soul sisters, okay? The sisters, the ancestors, you'd be like, that's enough. And I'm like, oh, thank you. But, you know, you do as you need. If you need to measure out because you're not a good cook, well, go ahead. And then once you start cooking a little better, guess what? Your ancestors are going to be like, that's enough. That's kind of creepy. I shouldn't have said it like that, huh? All right, so we got it all done. I got a little bit left because I got to do 32 sliders. So I got some more to do the rest of it. I have this in here just like so. I'm going to go ahead, wait for my buzzer to beep, and then I'm going to put that in there. So we're going to move that to the side. Move it to the side. Huh? I know. Alright, so next thing, take your gloves off. Make sure you didn't cross-contaminate nothing. You're going to go ahead and you're going to knock out these onions. Make sure you cut up your onions. You're going to need a little bit of butter and we're going to saute them. I'm going to do that in a minute. But now I'm going to go ahead and get to this sauce. So for the sauce, what you need to do is add about 3 tablespoons of butter. This is 1 tablespoon. I need to put another one in. I add about 1 tablespoon of garlic. And then what I'm going to do, where's my seasoning? We're going to open up the garlic parmesan. Oh, this is going to be good. We're going to do a little bit of that. This is a new one that I seen in the store. First time buying it. We're going to see if it stays on the roster. Now, y'all know the one that stays on the roster is the butter, garlic, and the steak. The buttery steak one. That is my favorite. Y'all know I got another one. But yeah, they'll stay on the roster. So we're going to see if this one's going to stay in rotation. Let me smell it first. It got a lot of seasonings in it, look. Ooh. It smells cheesy. This is look like there's some Parmesan stuff going on. Like you want to do a little pasta. This might be, do it recommend what you should use it for? I don't know. Maybe they got a QR code. So yeah, maybe. So I'm just going to do a little, I'm going to do a half. I ain't going to do too much because this is my first time using this, okay? And then I'm going to go ahead and put, y'all know the favorite. This right here. It smells like butter. It smells like, don't put a lot of this stuff in there because again, it has salt already. So I'm just gonna do a little half. I like how it's so like, you see like how it has the crunch factor in there. Okay, so cool. Let's go ahead and add us some butter. So let me go ahead and cook these onions. It's nothing, you know how to cook onions, y'all. Just put them in a pan with a little oil, a little butter. We're not gonna warm this up until we are done cooking our meat, and then when I come back, we're gonna start assembling everything. Now, I'm gonna show you the bread that we're gonna be using. Hawaiian, they have a lot of different breads. This is the bread that we're using right here. You make 32 in there, it's 2 missing, so I'm only making 30. We had to test the bread out. Once I get everything cooking and rolling, I'm gonna come back and assemble everything, and I'm gonna show you how easy this is gonna be. So catch y'all in a little bit, okay? Alright guys, so we have the onions in here. You just wanna cook them low and slow. We're not trying to make them brown or dark or anything like that. We're just gonna cook them low and slow. And I'm gonna add a little bit of butter. That's all I was looking for. I'm gonna add just 1 tablespoon of butter. I have a whole onion. When I said whole onion, it was a large red onion. So I'm just gonna add a tablespoon of butter. You don't need a lot. This butter has salt in it. So just let it saute down. You're gonna get them nice caramelized brown. You want them really, really thin like this, but not like super thin, because a lot of people don't like onions, but what they fail to realize, you gotta have onions in your slider. That's what makes it delicious and yummy. Okay, so get with the program. So I'm gonna cook this. I just was letting y'all know this is what I'm doing. It didn't really take the whole family to come over here for us to do this. And then I have a little bit left, so I might not need these. I might not gonna even cook all of it. But yeah, cook this up, let it brown. When I come back, I'll show you what that looks like. It already has salt in here, but if you cook with unsalted, just put a little salt. And the salt that I recommend you to use is kosher salt, coarse or medium. You don't want to do anything else. That table salt, that iodine salt, that's not what you want. It'll have your blood pressure up. So let's finish cooking this, and I'll see y'all in a little bit. So you're gonna cut your bread in half like I'm doing right here. Go back and forth like a little knife. Back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. When you get to the other side, make sure you move your hand out for it, okay? Back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Boom. Got that out the way. You're going to open up your bread, and it's going to be perfectly sliced. Just like this, perfectly sliced. What you're going to do at this point, we're going to butter our buns. So we have the butter. Remember all the seasons I told you about. You're just going to make sure it's like a little bit room temperature cold. You don't need to melt it all the way, and you're just going to slather this on your bread. Now, you're not going to put a lot because you don't want to be overpowering, but we got the flavor, baby. We got the seasons. So you're just going to put this on your bread like so. This is going to pump it up a notch, okay? Now, I'm going to do half onions, and then I'm going to do half with no onions in it, because everybody don't like onions, but y'all know I love onions and garlic. So if you come to my house and I invite you to dinner, guess what? You're going to eat onions and garlic. Unless you're allergic to it, then I won't invite you over. Alright, so you're going to go ahead and make sure you cover every inch of that bread like garlic bread. Yeah! Y'all got it like garlic bread. Do your thing, chicken wing. So this one right here, I'm going to put some onions in it. And all I'm going to do is just put the onions at the bottom of it. So like I was telling y'all earlier, if you ever had like a White Castle burger, they put like these little fine little onions at the bottom. This is like a little paste. No. So you're just gonna go ahead and put this on here just like that. Now if you're just taking your meat out the oven, then you're gonna go ahead and just sit your meat on top of this, and this is gonna be good. Everybody's gonna be mad because they didn't get the one with the onion in it. But it looks like a paste. If you really want to be slick, just make it out of a paste. They're not gonna know. Who's gonna know? Nobody. Alright, so I got that on there. This smells delicious. Okay. Enough said. So go ahead and you're going to, you can get Kraft cheese or Velveeta. I feel like you should do Kraft cheese or whatever cheese you like. You can even get fancy and do like some real big box cheese. I'm gonna put this aside because this one got the onions in it, y'all. Now this one right here doesn't have onions in it. It's just a plain Jane one with the cheese. I already cut the bread up in half. Dang. My countertop is clean, so mind your business. Tell your mama. Okay, so we're gonna repeat this again. And you want to leave a little bit for the top because the top needs to be buttered too. So just go ahead and butter these buns. Butter your buns. Yeah. And make sure you taste everything before you just start putting stuff on there. Make sure you have the ratio flavor that you want. If you use fresh garlic, that's going to even help this out. If you use, like, you can do that onion paste that I was telling you about. If you do that, that's even better. Okay, so each one of these need a little bit of, and you know, you can tell. Alexa, cut off. All right, and you're going to do both sides. Oh, snap, y'all. We looking like we're running out of butter. Okay. You just want to butter all your buns. So now what I'm going to do, I'm going to go ahead and open up these cheese packs that I have. One ain't got no butter on it. Need a little flavor. Okay, boom. Got it. So now I'm going to open up these cheese packs right here. And I'm just going to put these on top. I like the cheese to be on top. So I'm going to put the cheese on top of the bun. These are the buns on top. These are top buns. And I'm just going to go ahead and put them on there. Now you can use whatever cheese you want. You can get fancy. You can use like mozzarella, pepper jack. But everybody loves a little bit of Kraft cheese. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm not about to sit here and see, oh, this is Monterey Jack. And I'm not doing all that. Not going to do it. So go ahead, layer your cheese on there. You might need to overlap it. It's up to you. I'm gonna half this one right here. I think this is a smart move I'm gonna do. Half it. Okay, then put boom. Boom. There we go. How about I do this? Because somebody gonna be mad because I got that corner piece. You know, people like the corner piece. And the corner piece looking like it ain't got no. Oh, there we go. I just needed to scoot it over because I kind of overlapped it. There. Who gonna know? All right. So, for this portion of the video, when you're cooking, you can take out your oven. You can cut your oven off if it's still cooking or you just took your meat out of there. And what you want to do is let it sit a little bit and then you're going to brush the top. You want to make sure you cover every piece. You want everybody to have a little piece of love. Okay? So this is our bread right here. I mean, this is our meat. I'm talking about our bread. I already know that this is not going to fit because I need to cut this because it was a little bit big. So I have my knife right here. And all I'm going to do is pick this up. Now, see what I was talking about, how thick you want it? You want it that thick. And I'm going to put this meat right on top right there. And I know I have to cut this. So I'm going to go ahead and cut that meat down. All right. Then I'm going to take my bread, my bottom bread. Well, I'm going to take my top bread because, listen, you don't want to tear this up because this is going to be really, really pretty. And you want to go ahead and flip this. What? I ain't good. And you want to go ahead and flip this on top like so. Look how pretty that is. Now, if you want to be a perfectionist, you can cut off a little edge piece. Make sure you taste everything. Everything's going to taste great and good. Like I'm doing right now. Now you want to take the butter from the top. And you just want to brush a little butter on top. And then sit this in the oven until your cheese start melting. And then you're going to go back and you're going to put it on broil low and you're going to get this brown and crispy. Look at that. That look good. And then afterwards, I'm going to show you how I'm going to decorate because I have these little picks. And I'm going to put them in each one so nobody be touching nobody's buns. And then I'm going to cut them up. So that's cute. That's how you do that. Simple and easy. All right. So let's go ahead and finish it up and put it in the oven. Alright, so the burgers is out. And remember I told you I folded these little flaps down so that we can actually put this back together and put it back in the bag. Now I'm just gonna go ahead and cut these, and they won't have no problem touching them. So yeah, I'm just gonna cut them like this so each person can pick up their sandwich and keep it moving. And then I'm just gonna continue to put the little thing back on there. And that is so cute. Easy peasy cleanup, y'all. They already seasoned, they taste good. Boom. And then what I was talking about, when I get to the plate, I'm just gonna put like little forks in them like this. And they can just pick up their own little, that's cute. They can pick up their own little thing, but when I get there, I'll show y'all, but that's how it's gonna be. Okay? And then we're gonna go ahead and put these back where they belong. So that's so convenient. Boom. They was on something when they said these containers, okay? And they microwavable. Not microwavable, but they ovenable. So you know you put them in the oven. Who woulda knew? Gotta find that one. Stick it back where it belongs. Keep your bags and stuff. Don't throw them in the trash. So if you wanna bring something, you're like, listen, I don't have to buy anything but the food to make it out of. That's it. I'm not about to do all that extra stuff. Be like me. Clean up, easy, breezy. Boom. The best part about it, you can toss these around and they're gonna still be packed. Okay. Got a little air hole so it's not gonna sweat. Twist and tie these bad boys back up. You out the door. Cookout, parties, work, school event, bam. Alright, and it tastes best if you put some raised barbecue sauce, or if you make your own barbecue sauce, do your thing. I ain't mad at you. So I will see y'all at the party when we get there and we can see what's going on. Alright, y'all. See you then.